the past 2 years, I have secretly been in and outside of one of the most notorious, what people call cults. I have a very personal connection to this and a story to this that I'll get to in a minute, but let's just jump right in because there's a lot to uncover today. So here we go. Behind me is a Scientology building, and inside it houses what people call the most dangerous cult in the world. We got security on us. Stay off the property. And over the last year, I've been secretly infiltrating Scientology in various different locations, all in search for my lost cousin and to find out what happens beyond their doors.
You prick your finger and it was blood.
The guy was at the receiving end of physical abuse. Had I tried to get up and just leave, I would have been physically restrained. I saw it happen to other people.
You're gonna stalk me from a distance.
There is not an inch of that outside that they cannot get down to a mouse's hair. You know what I mean?
I have a cousin who has been inside of Scientology since I was a kid. He's a lot older than me, but I remember seeing him at family events, and then after the fact, my family telling me, "Oh, this guy is in a cult." And I always just brushed it off. I was a kid. I didn't really know, what that meant. And it wasn't until 2 years ago when I saw videos pop up on my For You page of people outside of Scientology. The second they ask too many questions, they get kicked out. And all of a sudden, it clicked in my head that my cousin is inside of this organization. I asked my family about it, and they told me he moved to Clearwater, Florida, where he now just does Scientology. And it was strange. I didn't understand it. So about 2 years ago, I decided I was gonna make a video on this. I was gonna jump in, try and join Scientology and see what it's all about, obviously secretly recording it. But I didn't understand how deep this all went. I didn't understand what was gonna happen and what I was gonna uncover. There was a lot more than I thought. To get inside, you have to get rung in by a security guard. We get in the elevator, press floor 5, and are greeted with the visitor center. I cut out a whole entire scene because I sat there, bro, for hours on a Discord call with one of my boys, trying to figure out what our game plan was, how we were gonna go in without getting caught. I literally booked flights to Miami, Florida, because at the time I was in Connecticut. It was like, I think it was like Christmas time, which Connecticut's like where all my family's at. I booked the flight, we booked it down to Miami, Florida, literally to film this clip, and it only turned out to be like a minute-long segment because it was just a lot of yapping.
Excellent. Okay. All right, you guys fill out this card right here. You can prick your finger and it was blood.
I'm sorry, what did she, like the way she just said that to a new visitor is insane to me. She goes on to show us this film introducing us to Scientology's belief. It was incredibly boring. It was like, I don't know who their target demographic really was when they made this. It was like this long propaganda vibe film. It sounded legit. It seemed like something you'd see on like National Geographic. It made sense actually. That's the crazy part, because they pulled like actual psychology concepts that that you're taught in school if you ever take a psychology class. They teach you those concepts, but they put their own spin on it, and that's what I think can trick people to get into this. But it gets crazy the higher up you get. So, and at a first glance, it doesn't seem that crazy, but that's because they're only showing you what they want to show you. They frame themselves as a self-help organization, helping you get better at communicating, dealing with anxiety, things of that sort. But as you pull back the covers, you'll start to realize how insane their belief set is.
They're not what you expect.
Because in the 1950s, a failed science fiction writer, L. Ron Hubbard, who's actually the creator of Scientology, claims that millions of years ago, a galactic overlord named Xenu brought billions of aliens to Earth, dropped them in volcanoes, and blew them up with explosives. Those alien spirits are called Thetans and are believed to attach themselves to humans to cause all your problems like anxiety, addiction, emotional pain. And the only way to get rid of these Thetans is through a process that only Scientology can fix through these processes called auditing. Okay, I have to kind of just touch on this really quick. This auditing, the way it works is they have like this meter thing, right? They have this like these things that you hold, and there's different methods to auditing. You could have someone interview you and you answer questions. But anyway, the way the auditing works is you're holding these cans and this little needle on this machine moves, right? It's kind of like a lie detector. Just imagine a lie detector. But the part that I noticed was that if you hold these cans and you slightly squeeze it a certain way, I don't know exactly how the thing works, but it like moves the needle. So I was in New York. It got completely cut out of the video. There's a whole other scene that I'll drop it for you guys on the second channel for all you who like actually are lit and like make this all possible. But yeah, we went to New York. I was doing these cans and she was asking me questions and I was like manipulating my answers. I remember to like move the needle so it didn't look like I was sus in any way. So that just goes to show like if their whole premise is like doing these audits and like this is like their big thing that like helps you get rid of all these like thetans, which are like these ghosts that stick onto you and cause all your hardships. It just doesn't make sense. It involves paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get counseling within the church. And they charge, it literally costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this, using quote pseudoscience garbage and mind-altering interrogation techniques. But how could my cousin have fallen for any of this?
It's a great book. You'll probably read it numerous times.
Yeah.
My mom and dad read this when it was hot off the press in 1930.
Really? Yeah, so you grew up. That's just sad.
I did.
What's it like?
Totally different.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I've been working here for 49 years.
Really? How old are you?
64.
No, you're not.
I felt so at home, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, I want to work here, you know?
Bro, that's the thing. That's how most people get involved in these types of organizations. They either are grown into it, like as a kid, they're just indoctrinated straight out of the womb, and that's all they know. That's very common, actually. It's actually severely common. And I think it's a point in most people's lives that they don't even realize, but it literally dictates your entire future. If you think about it, and who you become is like what you're indoctrinated with as a kid. It just seeing this firsthand at Scientology and seeing how some of these people have like kind of shifted. It's just sad to see. I feel like a lot of people have been robbed of their childhoods by going into organizations in general and making it their entire life. You know, they don't get to live a normal childhood. They don't get to have certain experiences that other kids would have. And that's kind of why, especially as a kid, it's extremely sad to see. And I had to cut it out, but we did see kids inside like of Scientology in the lobby and everything. And it kind of broke my heart seeing, just because I've heard stories. And if those stories are true, it's not somewhere you want to be if those stories are true.
So,
That's
my
cool.
mom and
When
dad
did you start working here?
1975.
Okay.
Yeah.
She goes on to tell me about how she grew up in the church and worked there since she was a kid. But I still wondered, how could my cousin have gotten sucked into this? It wasn't until I bumped into a Scientologist in the elevator when I realized how they view this place.
But I've been here 40 years.
No way. So you live here?
I live in Miami.
Nice.
You guys just started.
Literally just walked in. Worth it?
And the good thing, it's all applicable.
And so I inside the Scientologist's mind and was not prepared for. Dude, like we bumped into this guy. He was a chill dude, and that's the saddest part. Is he was cool. Like I would probably hang out with him. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably get some coffee with this guy. But like he was just brainwashed. He was brainwashed. He was very awkward. I remember he was an awkward guy. I blurred his face just to be polite. I didn't want to put bro on blast. Not everyone's blurred, by the way, so just don't you worry. But yeah, like it's just sad to see, and cool guy, but they're all almost like scared. Like they feel scared like when they're talking to you. But yeah, the amount of emails and phone calls I would receive over the upcoming weeks.
Hello?
Bro. Yeah, hi, who's this?
Hi, this is from the Church of Scientology.
Bro, by the way, I deadass gave them my old phone number. Like I made information for this video to give to them, and I gave them one of my old phone numbers, and they called me, and they wouldn't stop calling me. They wouldn't stop calling me for weeks on end. I'm still getting emails on that email from them, like trying to like recruit me to like their events or whatever they got going on. It's just marketing emails. But I've heard people say like they will email you and mail you for the rest of your life, no matter how hard you try to get your name taken off, which is kind of crazy, and I'm kind of worried, but thankfully I don't use this number.
The reason for my call is I'm curious to know when you'd be coming in.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
She was actually like that too. Like she was actually like pushy as your phone number. They do not stop calling you, and you will be emailed and mailed things for the rest of your life.
Hard sell means caring enough about the individual to get him through the stops and barriers preventing him from signing up for his services.
Yeah, no problem. What line of work do you do?
No one in Scientology thinks that they are fooling or conning or deceiving anyone.
After going to, bro, that whole call with that lady, by the way, felt like a sales pitch. Like she was just asking me a bunch of salesy questions. I really have no idea what the like operating procedure is for this kind of thing. But she was just like following, it felt like she was following a script, just trying to talk to me, make some small talk and get me scheduled to come in. I wasn't in Miami, so I didn't end up showing back up, but we do go to other campuses and like use this. You'll see. By the way, this is the guy you saw is Chris Shelton. He's an author. He's actually a former Scientologist. He grew up in it. He ranked up pretty high, and he's kind of exposing now on his YouTube channel everything that he saw going on, and he really explains in depth. He's a very creditable guy for this. In fact, if you look up his name, you'll see like Scientology propaganda. There's these websites that talk about Chris Shelton. Like if you look up his name, they're making up stories about this guy and like just like sliming his name. Now by they, I'm not saying who, but they is going to remain unnamed for legal reasons, but you could probably put two and two together. But yeah, it's pretty insane. I kind of feel bad for Chris for having to go through that, but he's sharing his story, and hopefully other people realize, you know, based off of everything he's showing. Miami Scientology, they eventually stopped calling me. So I flew out to California to go to one of their most famous bases. The plan was simple: infiltrate the Scientology building in LA and see how far I can get, all while searching for my cousin. But as you'll find out, things will take a dark turn. By the way, if you like that little pop-up in the bottom corner, I do sell an editing pack. It's dropping super soon. The link will be in the description. I sell a bunch of editing packs, so all my assets you see in my videos, everything you see is all custom. We make it all, and I do sell it for any of you creators that want to save time or are learning and just want to like have better quality. It's super cheap, super reasonable. It just helps us with our production, you know, so we can make better videos for you guys, and it helps me out a ton. So if you're interested, earn.
Bro, look how many cameras, there's cameras everywhere. We're being watched right now.
Oh my God. It's so weird. Every single tall building in this area has a bunch of windows open, their curtains are open. But the Scientology building, the windows are all foggy. You can't see outside. And it's just so bizarre that they can't let the real world know what's going on inside. Look how many people allegedly are there. All these people inside, like look in the parking lot. Bro, it's crazy. It doesn't feel real. I'm scared that they have like cameras looking at the street. So I'm covering my face with this sweatshirts. Bro, it's funny looking back at this footage because I had absolutely no idea how insane Scientology is. I didn't even like listen. I haven't watched the video back since I exported it yesterday. I didn't realize how loud that music was. Security is, which will soon play out.
Oh my God, we're actually in the parking lot. They're literally watching us right now. Oh my God, we're so close. Oh my God, she's on the phone. Yeah, go right, go right.
This guy will come back.
Save yourselves, guys. How are ya? Just filming.
Seeing these people walking made me think back to my cousin. Is this really what he left us all for? Nah, for real though.
Just passing by for the third time today. Excuse me, sir. Why are all the lights blacked out in your buildings? What are they doing?
Bro, they're like zombies walking by. The more we ask questions, the more they began running inside.
Are you a Scientologist?
Like literally the second we drive through with the van or anytime we're walking on the street or driving through, these Scientologists speed walk inside. It's kind of strange. It's dystopian AF. And then the security guards on their bikes will run up to you. And this is like a thing. Every Scientology place you ever go to, they do that. It's super weird. And like they like ignore you. They don't even look at you. They're like literally brainwashed zombies, bro. It's so sad.
Why do they literally they're trained
every
to
time
run away?
Every time.
Excuse me, sir, are you a Scientologist?
And the security guards talk to them too and tell them like, hey, be careful. I'm pretty sure.
Out?
Well, there's activities going on inside.
There's activities
and then
going
you just
on
have bro. Dude, you have bro. He's probably in his 80s and he looks like a very genuine, sweet guy, but like you could see the effects of the indoctrination on him, the way he just like responds to your talking to him. He's old and he's been in this for years. You'll see he like can't talk to people. That's not Scientologist. Like the way he talks, he's just very short. You know what I mean? He doesn't get into depth with anything. This guy is probably, I mean, I don't know if he has dementia or anything, but he's probably, you know, he's old. He's probably why he talked to us.
What does that mean?
Well, the bridge to total freedom in Scientology
seems
is the
depressing.
central theme of what everybody there is kind of trying to do. It's the series of steps you have to walk through in order to attain personal spiritual freedom and immortality. People pay a lot of money to achieve that, which is why at the end of the day, it's really just kind of a scam, because how do you sell somebody immortality?
I try to keep the main channel video super broad and basic for people that are watching, just so it's like you can kind of get it.
The process to get through all the levels of Scientology is enormous. It takes years. And there are thousands of different individual routines or processes that can be run on you with another person, an auditor. You go into a room with them, they have a series of questions or a series of commands they're going to issue to you, and your job is to answer or comply. Often these questions or commands are given repetitively, and it can get mind-numbing running these things for hours at a time. This induces trance states and other altered states of consciousness and introduces all kinds of fun stuff when it comes to thought reform, but we're not talking about that right now.
Waiting for a courier to pick me up.
You all right?
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm just waiting for a courier to pick me up. He's going to pick me up
How long have you been a Scientologist?
Bro, I feel so bad for this guy.
since 1967.
1967?
Bro, don't you dare
like
put
it?
that in the comments.
Yeah,
Okay.
without reservation.
Dude, like,
Why does everyone run away when I ask?
without, like, he goes, yes, I love it, without reservation. Like, I almost feel like it's like a tick, like, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like he's just been lying to, it feels like he's lying to himself. Like, I love it without reservation. I love it. I love my life. I love what I'm doing without reservation. Like, that's kind of what the vibes are that he's giving. I really just hope he realizes one day and doesn't waste his life completely.
Run away. They were just busy.
I don't think he will.
Oh, they're busy people?
Something about the place. They're busy people. Like, that's what he was very. That's what they say. And all of a sudden, the security guard came up to Nico. Here they come. On his bike. The second you talk to the Scientologist, security runs up to you and like it eavesdrops and listens.
Are all the windows in this building blacked out?
Look, bro runs away.
JaquaviWavy@gmail.com.
I'm just gonna tell you now, I'm giving you an official trespass warning.
Like, for what?
Is it a trespass warning?
Under our property.
Like, why?
Oh, well, we're on the road, eh?
I know, but you drove through the parking lot. That was private property.
Oh, we were just curious to join Psychonology.
Please not come on the property and start trespassing.
All right, we won't.
Thank you.
No problem.
Now, since he only gave Nico a trespass warning, that didn't mean I couldn't go inside. So we're parked right down the block right now from Scientology because obviously if they see the van, they're literally just gonna crash out on me for showing up. So we parked down the road in this parking lot to like a store, and I'm getting out and I'm walking in. On a real note though, this is the last time that you guys will ever see me before I'm a Scientologist. And I don't talk to you guys. Give them all the money and I signed the billion-year contract. There's so much I had to cut so it would all make sense. But we parked down the road. Mind you, I've never been seen with them before on their cameras. This is like, I've never been seen with Nico or any of them on camera, right? Even when they pulled up and like recorded that guy, I was in the van, but my face was covered completely. We drive to a parking lot down the road, like a couple blocks away, and I walk over to Scientology. About 30 minutes later, Nico and JC and all of them like walk up to the Scientology building and are walking around. I'm pretty sure it's from their facial recognition on their cameras that they, while I was inside, researched who I was and found Nico and all of them and saw them in my videos, which is how they put two and two together, because there was a substantial amount of time between when I walked out of that van and down the road into the building versus when they were outside the building, which you'll see. But it's kind of insane and scary to think about that. Science fiction.
When you say it like that,
you know what? Really, I do gotta say, Matt, like, you know, like this little time I've known you, bro, like, it was, you know, you were something. You know what I mean? you were a person.
You really mean that?
You were a person, bro. You were a person.
You really mean that?
I mean that full-heartedly.
I appreciate that.
I got you, bro. I got you.
damn, actually.
In my heart, I would let you go to the cookout with me.
Oh my God.
I'll let you go.
Sage.
It's
Time, guys. Sneaking into Scientology alone. I began my treacherous walk down the streets of LA and eventually came across a Scientology building. I wasn't able to buy a secret button camera in time, so I had to improvise and stick my phone inside of a fanny pack with a hole cut inside. I walked inside and asked them to take the personality test.
Okay, so you only have 30 minutes. When it's done, you're done. This is scratch paper, just in case you can't use calculator.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Sounds good. I sat there for approximately 15 minutes answering some extremely personal questions. And if you do any research and look online, you will see the overwhelming amount of criticism and controversy from actual psychologists claiming that this test is partly incoherent or types of questions they were asking. It was like, Do you listen to authority? I'm not even kidding. There's a question like that on there. How well do you listen to commands? Do you follow rules? Things like that. And then it was talking, like, there were other questions about like your speech, like how well do you talk to people? Things like that. It was very weird. But I guess to people that think that they're like, that Scientology is the solution to their problems, it would make sense to ask those questions. But yeah, professionals say this test is just straight up garbage. Judgmental. This instrument must be regarded as completely unreliable. Is not a genuine personality test.
The point of the personality test is to get you to open up so that you will tell them the thing that you think is ruining your life, that they will then tell you they have the solution.
There you go. As you'll find out, I wasn't even able to take the whole Scientology personality test because their security is fucking insane. So as I'm sitting there taking the test, Nico and the boys walked around the Scientology campus. Mind you, I was never seen with them ever on camera, and there was about 30 minutes in between me walking inside and them going to the outside. But watch what happens.
Yo, this is fucking nuts.
Insane, bro. As I walked down the street, all of the Scientologists cleared out of the public areas and ran inside.
Like, you're making bad public repute for the church.
She genuinely ran. Like, she saw them walking on the sidewalk with her and ran. Like, that's how indoctrinated these people are. And it's extremely sad to see because she probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe her family are also Scientologists, but there's a chance that this lady has a family. There's a chance that this lady right here has a family at home, right? That miss her and like haven't seen her in years because they don't agree with it. And look at this. She's running. She's running.
Bad.
Like, what does she think we're gonna do to her?
Public repute for the church, and therefore you're now an enemy.
Are you okay, miss? Are you okay, miss? They genuinely don't answer.
It's so insane.
Yeah. You okay? Are you okay? Why do these people not answer?
Just remember, gentlemen, all your terms real fast. I gave you guys a trespass warning yesterday.
Oh, we're not on the property, are we?
It's so strange, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I gave you a trespass warning newly.
Yeah.
You guys please respect that.
Yeah.
So here we're good. Yeah, you're fine there. Thank you.
All right. You gotta go to Turkey. Get that hairline.
Not that ass, so he's got a goofy hairline. Outside doing all of this. The widow speak. That's. I was inside taking the personality test, and shortly after, somebody came into the room that I was taking the test in and told me that I needed to leave because I was with the people that were outside. And of course, with my luck, my phone stopped recording because it overheated, but I managed to get this as I was walking out the door. I'm sitting down taking the test. All of a sudden, the same security guard from yesterday comes inside. He's like, "Hey, sir, I know you're with the people outside that are filming. You have to leave." I'm like, "What? Filming?" He's like, "Yes, sir. There's people outside filming. I know you're with them."
I would have said, boy, all those actions you took with the blanket over your heads up. Wow, that sounds a little extreme. And yet it wasn't enough, was it?
Yeah.
I think it's impossible to overestimate how paranoid they are.
Because over the next year, I'd find out exactly how insane their security is and eventually get blacklisted from Scientology altogether. Why are they so secretive about what's going on inside? So I made my way up to their public visitor center on Hollywood Boulevard, and almost instantly, hey.
Hi, no camera, sorry.
Oh, why? Jesus Christ, bro, I feel so bad. They look scared of us. Like, quick question, are there no cameras allowed inside? Sir? Are there no cameras allowed inside? Oh. These guys pretended that I didn't even exist. Wow. Which made me wonder even more what was going on inside. So later that night, we planned to storm their base. Gentlemen, it is probably my 50th time back at the Scientology building here in Los Angeles. I'm going to the Sea Org headquarters. It is dark out right now, but it's only 8 o'clock, so they should still be open. The game plan is to walk around and see if they run away from me through their facial recognition cameras.
Cameras were put on the top of the building that can see out miles.
Crazy. So right across the street is the Scientology building. Let me make this clear. I'm not gonna bother any of the Scientologists themselves. I'm more so curious about how their security works.
I would say it's pretty good because last time we came here, you had your face completely covered. They had no idea you were with us. They found out it was him. They told him to get out.
Crazy.
While he was taking
Well,
the test.
theoretically, they can see us right now because we were within a 3-mile radius. So we made our way towards the building to see if we could find my cousin. Oh God. Building right beside us is the infamous. Bro, so Nico and JC and everybody there didn't really know anything about Scientology. They just heard it's a cult, it's bad. They didn't know the details, so they're just like, they're just trolling everybody, bro. And I kind of felt bad for some of the people, like the Scientologists. But also, I feel like it's good for them to have some friction because maybe, just maybe, these Scientologists will hear somebody like talking to them and it might register like, oh, I'm wrong. You know, down the line, not necessarily then, but like down the line, it might make sense to them. So, you know, can't hate them for it. It has the most powerful Scientologists. The people that live here devote their whole entire lives to Scientology.
You live there, work there, breathe there. It's like being on a military base. There is no other life. You don't have friends. You don't have weekends. You don't have a house you go to at the end of the day. Most people don't even have a car.
Behind me is the Scientology building. It is known as the most infamous cult in the world. What's up, man? How are you? We already got security on us. What up, man? How are you? Good. Can I help you? All right, by the way, we're already... It got cut, but like we walked down the sidewalk probably 15 feet from when JC was like, this is my block. Like that part, probably walk 15 feet away, 20 feet away, start recording that intro clip, and guard comes up to us like after probably 3 takes of me recording for the intro.
Not doing interviews, but I was just talking to him, so he seems to be pretty hostile.
Interesting. And he's walking that way.
Bag of fucking yeah, you brag. Yeah.
Oh God, no! Let's be nice, guys.
No, f them.
That's not the message here, bro.
What is the message?
To be understanding of the people that are inside, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Respect. No, it's not f them. It's
not.
You know, to all of you that are stuck and want to get out, prayers to you. Real prayers to you. But to the little fuckers that are, you know, trying to hide this shit and trying to keep the secret from everyone, f you guys, all right? Okay. And I stand on that.
JC does not know what he's talking about.
I have no clue what I'm talking about.
I appreciate the concern, bro.
I worked for 8 years as a course room supervisor, which is like a teacher position. And it's a business model. So you understand when I say delivery, it's like that's the courses, that's the auditing, right? Then when I joined the C organization, when I was 25 years old, I moved down to Los Angeles and I oversaw all of the delivery of Scientology, all the classes and all the auditing for every church in the Western United States.
How much money did you make when you were working there?
About $20 a week. Average.
Dude.
At average.
$20 a week. He said that like it's basically just enough to cover like toiletries, like soap. Chris worked there 24/7 and only made about $20 per week. But somehow, as you'll see, that's not even the craziest thing he tells us.
It's a cult though.
Don't say that, bro. Beautiful building. By now, we can assume that they've already used my facial recognition data and already know who I am. And as we walked down the street, the security guard ominously followed us from a close distance. Dude, the entire time, bro, this guy was following us. I would argue that the security guard is almost harassing us by the way he's following us.
It starts with...
Like, he just was, like, eyeballing us. We turned cams at him. He would like turn away with his umbrella, bro, to act like he wasn't. It was so obvious.
On a program, this is their detox program. But the idea is that you sweat out the toxins that your body is carrying around in the fatty tissues of the body. Utter pseudoscientific garbage. This program calls for not only do you go into a sauna for up to 5 hours.
Basically says that you go in the sauna, sweat it out. It's just pseudoscience. It's not actually true.
This is done repetitively with people now. People have died doing this program.
The security guard sat there and stared at us while we would talk before eventually walking away to protect his sheep.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Scientology.
Good evening.
Mr. and Mrs. Scientology, hello.
I apologize for my friend.
I'm just saying hi.
Bro, I'm just such a nerd, bro. I hate confrontation.
Yeah, they said it's fine. I'm just saying hi.
You guys high ranking? Then I'll like suddenly jab them.
Yeah, they're nobodies.
How long you been in here? Yeah, they're nobodies. I feel bad for bro. We are making his job hard. You gotta make sure we're not, you know, talking some sense in anybody. Look, this guy's talking to everybody. Saying, hey, watch out for them. Don't talk to them.
The Church of Scientology may well be one of the most paranoid and security conscious organizations on planet Earth. They got weapons lockers. I mean, they've got shit there, right?
Right? We do this because that's crazy. Videos for you guys. We love actually getting to the bottom of things and figuring things out and being able to present you guys with the most broad view as you possibly can see. Maybe get you thinking a little bit. Although I do see an infrared camera right in those bushes. Bro, it's catching literally every car that drives by, they get their license plate. Every car that drives by.
Stay off the property. I just want to ask a question. Stay off the property.
Why are they? We've done nothing.
Yo, by the way, for the record, Bragan was never in California with the group the first time they got trespass warning. He wasn't there. So he was able to go on. That's why he was the only one that went.
We've literally just been walking around.
Why was the security so closed off? They instantly saw us and refused to talk to us. But somehow, this LA experience couldn't even compare to what happened in Clearwater, Florida. Because what we uncovered while we were there and found out about my cousin changes everything. By the way, mattedits.co, if you want that asset on the bottom left, it's really sick. It's actually like animated. What we uncovered while we were there and found out about my cousin changes everything. There's something unsettling going on in Clearwater, Florida. The Church of Scientology has quietly been purchasing up almost the entire downtown area.
Things did get heated at times over whether or not the city should sell a specific street to the church.
We are in a horrible marriage that needs counseling.
That's how Clearwater City Councilor Mike Menino describes the city's relationship with the Church of Scientology.
For over 10 years, the city of Clearwater has been in ongoing battles with the Church of Scientology over real estate. They've quickly scaled their portfolio from a few buildings to owning almost the entire downtown. All right, we are starting our 4-hour journey to Scientology to see if we can find my cousin that is lost there. One of my family members told me that he's in the Clearwater location, which just so happens to not be too far. So we're gonna go over there and see if we can locate him. After a 4-hour drive, we are only 3 minutes away. This is actually the headquarters of Scientology. It's the biggest Scientology area. 4 hours and 2 seconds. On how tight their security is. How long will it take for them to recognize me? Like, look, right there. Film that. That's a Scientologist right there. Film it. That's a Scientologist. Holy shit. Oh my god. He turned around. Oh my god, he's radioing. Bro. He's radioing. Immediately, the security guard spotted the camera through our windshield and radioed it in. I'm not even kidding, bro. We're driving at the speed limit. It's probably like 25 miles an hour. He saw through the windshield. Like he was looking in people's cars, which is kind of strange. Saw through the windshield and then radioed it in. He like turned around. I remember seeing through the mirror. It was kind of nuts, bro. I am so confused at this whole situation here. I'm so confused what's going on. I do keep seeing trucks drive by me very slowly. I don't know if it's actually security or not, or if I'm just paranoid. I'm probably just paranoid. But already vibes are not good here. My game plan was simple. Attempt to walk inside the front door with absolutely no cameras on me except a secret pen camera that was lodged inside a spiral ring notebook. I walked down the sidewalk and the pen was in this notebook like this. And I was dressed up kind of formally just to like blend in, you know what I mean? It looks like I'm there, you know, shopping a religion, right? So it was like this. I was like kind of angling it down so there's no reflection from the sun. It looks like a normal pen. You can't even see this, bro. Like unless you're like really looking. Even still though, it's hard to tell. Especially if like 6 feet away like I was. But yeah, bro, so I walked down the street and they already knew who it was. I'm convinced, bro. Up to the front door of the building. But there's cameras down this entire street, just like California. It's insane. It's just a disgusting amount of security. And before I could even get to the door, the guy like perfectly timed it to when I got outside. And these doors are not see-through from what it looks like on the outside. Watch what happens before I could get to the door. Check this out. Ready? Boom. Instantly. Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. Opens door, walks out. Confronts me. They definitely already knew who I was, and if they didn't know who I was at this point, by the time I got to the next building that he directs me to, they definitely knew who I was. What's over there?
How can I help you?
Curious where the visitor center is?
Our information center?
Yeah.
After the pink building, we have right there to the right.
Bro, it was so insane. This entire downtown is completely taken over by these Scientologists. Everywhere you walk, it's Scientologists walking around. It's extremely sad. Didn't even get to the door. Look, another security guard. Or the security already came outside to confront me. But what happens when I get to that other building honestly concerns me.
Problem comes in is that Scientology is a destructive cult, and they have their own rule set. The unreasonableness comes in when the church starts making unreasonable demands of you as a cult member, as a member of the group, to pay exorbitant amounts of money over and over and over again, make restitution for your confessed crimes in those confessionals with monetary restitution, right? And amends that you have to do. This kind of leveraging of people in the group is an everyday occurrence there.
This is just one example that Chris brought up, but watch what happens when I pulled up to the informational center. Oh. Bro, watch this. The second I walk through this door, there's already security standing there waiting for me. And the lady is extremely closed off. And she was like, low-key a bitch to me. Check this out. Hey, how are you guys? Good, how are you? Curious if I could... All are welcome. Keep that in mind. All are welcome. Information center, open. If I could do... Open to the public. Like an audit or whatever. The...
Spiritual counseling?
Spiritual counseling, yeah.
Well, this is just an info center.
I love how she says this, as if we're not in Clearwater, which is the headquarters to all of Scientology. What's the process like for that?
You visit a church? Which city are you from?
I'm actually from Fort Lauderdale now.
Okay, there's a church in Miami.
Is it Miami one? Okay. Immediately they had a security. So like this is the Clearwater. This is like the supposed like head of Scientology. This is where everything goes. Like people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to Clearwater, and you have to go to Clearwater at a certain level to like keep progressing. You're telling me they don't have exactly what I said which is exactly what they do? Like you would think that they would be like trying to get me in this public visitor center. But no, they have security sitting there waiting at the counter with this lady, and they're both like kind of hands crossed. Guard waiting for me inside, and the lady was very passive aggressive with me.
Every org has a book. It's a big 3-ring binder, normally maybe more than one. And if you were to open it, you'd think it was just a bunch of mugshots, because it's just pictures of church critics who have shown up at churches. So it could have just been your face, right?
What's the process? I don't know why I put that in. Process to get started. I look stupid.
I mean, if you ask them, there's like, you should know something about it, so it's good to
like, dude, she's just being passive aggressive for no reason, bro. Chris and I sat there for about 30 minutes going over the cost of everything, and according to his estimates, so right there we have $246,000.
There you go. And OT7 is never, ever finished earlier than 3 years.
Yeah, so I bought Dianetics.
Okay.
And I've been to the Miami one.
Okay.
And I was like...
And you didn't ask then?
It just kind of stagnated.
Is that a camera on your phone?
My phone? My pen?
On your pen?
You guys are trained for the cameras?
I don't know. It looks like a camera.
That's crazy. Whip the phone out. I didn't give a shit at this point. I was inside that building for about 10 seconds before she realized I had a camera on a pen, which, mind you, was extremely hard to spot, and she told me to leave the building. I was standing right outside. This is crazy. 5 seconds. At this point, I was more shocked at how fast I knew it was me, and I didn't really know what to think. Crazy. Get through the door. All right, anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping. Basically, the guy follows me outside, and then sits there, people here, like guarding his sheep, bro, guarding them. The nice artwork that's on display here. Look at this. Like, our sign, like, it's just so creepy. Why? Just like he wasn't intimidating me. Like, I wasn't scared. I knew he wasn't gonna like kill me because that'd be horrible press. Misunderstood by the general public.
It's a destructive
like, dude, it's like a zombie. Like, just his posture and everything.
It's beyond their ability to understand what's happening to them. And that's not some slight or insult on them. It doesn't mean they're stupid people. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. And I really want to stress these words because this is important. They have been successfully lied to. And it's really that simple. And until you find out, you don't know. And you're operating as though this is a true thing you were told, which is not true. And a second somebody lets you know and it really comes home to you, oh my God. And nobody feels worse about it than you do.
He's herding his sheep. He's a shepherd for his sheep. He's just going far away enough to where he's not technically harassing me. Oh my fucking God. Don't even tell me. He's doing his rounds.
People like to judge others and think that they're stupid or weaker, less moral fiber or something. None of that has anything to do with why people get into cults.
And this conversation made me think back to my cousin. Chris made it clear as to how complicated Scientology actually is, but he also explains something else.
What a cult is doing is not just messing with you emotionally, but it's messing with you morally. It's messing with your idea of what's right and wrong in the world, what's good and bad in the world, how you think about these things. And over time, it messes with your very idea of what a good world is, what world that makes sense is.
Guys, he's standing on a public sidewalk right now. He's recording from the public sidewalk. So you could just talk to me, man. You don't gotta stalk me from a distance. You know what I mean? It's like kind of weird. How are you? What's up? Bro. Uh-oh.
So our moral system is what
So
keeps
weird.
order in place.
Oh no! Whoop-de-doo! You got a clear,
And for a cult,
clear shot of my
they're all
face.
about compliance.
This is not real, bro.
And that's why somebody slowly...
Bro, like, he probably felt so badass. I actually debated putting, like, Freebird in the background as he walked away, or, like, some, like, badass song. I decided against it, but...
gradually, over time, becomes a very different version of themselves.
You want one with me smiling or straight face? Close up. I just didn't care. Like head on, center portrait. Like, I wonder if he got annoyed. I usually do charge people for my portrait. Seems I might have gotten scammed there. I asked Chris why my cousin might not talk to us, and his explanation actually made a lot of sense.
So the rest of the family's trying to talk sense to him, trying to tell him it's a cult, trying to tell him what's up, right? And he's like, okay, all of you guys are disparaging my religion. You won't stop. I keep asking you.
By the way, I keep using the same photo because I really just don't want to give away his identity. I feel like that's kind of screwed up to do. You know what I mean? Putting him at risk. So I kept them out of it, obviously.
And you want.
I feel like I just had to clarify.
And so I'm cutting you off. He'll think of them as PTS.
According to Scientology's handbook, a suppressive person, or SP, is a person who seeks to suppress or squash any betterment activity or group, meaning Scientology activities. They also claim that a suppressive person is also known as the antisocial personality. They will give you the label of a sociopath if you don't agree with Scientology and try to speak out against it. And that's where a PTS comes in. A potential trouble source is a person who is some way connected to and being adversely affected by a suppressive person. So if you talk to a suppressive person or a person that doesn't agree with Scientology, you can now be deemed a potential trouble source in Scientology's eyes, therefore putting you on the chopping block to potentially getting excommunicated from the church. Remember, mattedits.co if you're interested.
Yeah, so it becomes it's a very convenient tool to create what we call us versus them thinking.
Which explains why us talking bad about Scientology to my cousin only pushes him farther away. But the longer I stayed in Clearwater, Florida, the stranger everything got. Bro just appeared out of a building, out of nowhere. Dude, he comes up behind me, takes a picture of my face, and walks back. It's so weird. It's safe to say that Scientology might very well be the most paranoid organization on the planet. I couldn't walk anywhere in this downtown Clearwater without being stalked by their security cameras and security guards. He's on the radio. I have been here for approximately 15 minutes total, and I'm unable to even go near any of these buildings without being harassed by their security guards. There's bro posted up. Dude, like, it's so weird. To drive away and circled back through once more. And as we drove, they tracked us the entire time with their PTZ camera. A PTZ camera is like a remote camera that you could turn around. It's like just like the proper term for it. Why does this religion, they call themselves a religion, by the way, and they're tax exempt. Why do they need all of this security? Like, it's insane. Like, I know that other churches of other religions have security, and I think that it's good to have security because there are crazy people, right? And no one deserves to die over their beliefs. But I just think it's strange, regardless, having that tight of security, to the point where it's this level, right? It's not like some slack, like, you know, security guard to just call the cops or detain you if you try and do some stupid stuff. It's like actually military level procedures. Like they're almost invasive with the amount of security measures they have, like with their cameras, their databases. But yeah, I mean, this is a super deep. I didn't end up finding my cousin. Obviously, they knew who I was. That's just how crazy their security is. But that's really the takeaway. Their security is so insane that they were on to me that quickly. But yeah, a lot of those YouTubers you'll see that sneak in aren't at these bases or at the like less secure ones. So that's why people are able to go in and film these clips. They went to the main bases though. They wouldn't. There's no way, because that's where they have all these cameras. But yeah, super good takeaway, I'm sure. At the end of the day, I want to say this. Do not harass any Scientologists that you know. Do not harass them as a group. Obviously, this is a religion, they call themselves. A lot of questionable practices that people claim that go on the inside. I have seen very strange security. A lot of it raises red flags. If you're ever approached by Scientology, make your own informed decision. It is labeled a cult, so keep that in mind. And if you know a Scientologist, try and help them. Just, you know, ask them some probing questions. How long have you been there? Oh, how high are you ranked up? How much money have you spent? How much time do you spend there? Ask them some questions to make them really self-reflect, because that's the only way you'll get people out of a cult. But yeah, shout out to Chris Shelton again for helping us out with this project. We're still trying to hit 1 million subs. We're still a small team, so it's hard to put these together. If you guys enjoyed, mattedits.co for the editing packs. I don't sell a course. I just try and help you guys. And yeah, subscribe.